The tea is exceptionally good today. Who made this? Very delicious. Hold on.
Hey my cosmic cousins, it's your girl Nova Charm, and welcome to another episode of Astrology Tea with Nova Charm. On today's episode, we're looking at the astrology placements of the Love Island Games cast. Now, I can't even lie to y'all cosmic cousins. I really thought I had a little bit more time to kind of go through their chart and kind of just examine their gameplay. But it seems we're wrapping up the season. We already at the finale. And just to be real, none of these contestants give that they are in a real relationship. They just really gave that they came to play the game. And I'm not mad at it. So what we're going to do is look at these contestants, check out some of their zodiac placements, and see how those placements came into play during this love game. But before we dive too deep into it, go ahead and hit that like, make sure you subscribe to your girl, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this cosmic tea that I want to sip with you. Now let's get into it. Now first up to bat is Charlie. And we're going to talk about Charlie first because he was the first one kicked out. So we might as well go ahead and go in order based on the people who were let go out of the villa, and then talk about the ones that are still left for the finale. Now, when it comes to Charlie, we're going to keep it as brief as his stays in the villa. Not that I don't like Charlie or nothing, but yeah, he just don't have a long stint, so we don't really have a lot to talk about. Now, when it comes to Charlie, he is a Cancer Sun, Mercury, and Venus. Now, he's possibly an Aries moon. Now, it's like an 80% chance. I'm going to give him that, but he is a Libra Mars. Charlie's energy just gives to me like emotionally motivated. He's not aggressive at all. Charlie actually would do better at the regular Love Island. He does not have like any of that energy, that fiery energy, that assertive energy that you need in order to play this game. Honestly, his game would have been more social if he would have had an opportunity to even have a social game. That triple Cancer influence makes him deeply emotional and intuitive. The Libra aspect gives him more of a social peacekeeper player type of vibe, but he has to be emotionally triggered in order to be strategic. So he was really strategically soft this season. So yeah, he had to go. Moving on to Salon and Mert. Now, this is the friendship couple that had two completely different games. Now, on paper, Mert is perfect for the show. His placements give lover boy that's here to compete. However, in reality, in the game, he turned into the lover boy who just got lost in the current, child. He fell head over heels for that girl Lucy, okay? Mert is a Pisces Sun, Mercury, and possibly Venus. It's either Pisces or Aquarius in his Venus, but he's also an Aries of Mars. Now, with those placements, it just gives romantic superhero, okay? He is extremely dreamy, loyal, and emotionally open. He falls fast and falls deep. He loves the fantasy romance. So he was definitely open for falling head over heels for Lucy, and he definitely would have waited for her on the outs if it wasn't for her hooking up with Isaiah. And I'm sure with Mert's placements, that definitely hurt his feelings. Now, the Aries Mars definitely gives him that physical capability to get the job done. But as we see with him and Salon, they barely made it through that competition just because it's not really always thought out. He's more of an emotional player. Now, when it comes to Salon, I'm probably saying her name wrong. It's probably Celine. Salon or Celine. Don't come for me. Anyways, when it comes to her, she definitely gives cool girl energy. Now, Salon is a Libra Sun and Venus. She has a Scorpio Moon and Mercury, and her Mars is in Virgo. Her energy definitely gives strategic, sexy siren. But for the most part, she played it really cool in the villa. And I feel like she redeemed herself from seasons past, and also her stint on Below Deck. She wasn't really well liked, you know. Her Libra placements make her naturally charming, just an actual vibe. But that Scorpio Moon and Mercury combo, honey, that actually made her gameplay private, observant, and a little bit emotionally guarded, which is needed for a game like this. Her Virgo Mars gave her that practical action as far as she's not impulsive. She's very strategic. All in all, we were sad to see them go, but I love seeing their TikToks in the hotel. They having fun over there, ain't they? Now, we're going to hop on over to Chris and KayKay. Now, I was sad to see them go because KayKay is my girl, okay? Chris, not so much, but he alright. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't holding on to season 7 like a lot of the other people. Everybody want to hold on to that emotion. It's a new day. It's a new game. Give him a new chance, right? But then he came in cocky and arrogant, and I'm like, oh, Chris. I mean, yes, you are perfect for this game. You like 6'7" or 6'8" or something. But looking at Chris's energy, it's no doubt why he believes that he is the prize, okay? Now, Chris is an Aries Sun, Mercury, and Mars. And he's also a Libra moon with a Pisces Venus. Now, child, that triple Aries just screams, I am here to win. He's very bold, he's very direct, and he's very competitive. And I think we've seen that on the show. He loves to control the game, and he walked around that villa and instantly believed that he was the prize in that villa. But see, here's the problem with Chris. He has all of that alpha energy, but with that soft spot in his Libra moon and his Pisces Venus. So deep down, he really does want to be liked and admired. He plays a confident game, but he really does require like a validation and an emotional connection. His ego and his confidence did make him somewhat intimidating to the other cast members. That's why they had to get him up out of there. Now, I can't say that I was happy about that, but I can definitely understand. They're all here to play a game, and they're all here to win money. And let's be real, Chris, based on his physicality of it all and his way of being able to kind of emotionally pull on the girls, he definitely was a threat. And KayKay was too, low-key, because of her social game. Now, trust me, I was pissed that KayKay had to go home because she was definitely on my parlay. I wanted her to win, okay? KayKay came in to redeem herself. She came in playing the game for herself and showing that she's not going to let some man trick her up out of her 250 thou wow, okay? Her reputation from Love Island season 5 when she walked out that door with Keenan was that of a fool in love. Like, everybody knew it wasn't gonna work, and everybody felt like it wasn't gonna work, and everybody was screaming at their TV, KayKay, no, don't do it, and she did it. So she came in this season to redeem herself. But looking at her placements, I could definitely see why KayKay is that girl, okay? Now, KayKay is a Libra, Sun, Mercury, and Venus. Now, she's also a Taurus moon with a Virgo Mars. Now, with her placements and Chris placements, that actually made them the perfect duo. And this is exactly why I said I see why they had to get him up out of there. KayKay is naturally charming, magnetic, and she's naturally lovable. KayKay came in with a point to prove, and she basically just wanted to rebrand herself and the perception of how she was viewed out to the world. And when I say them Aries Suns was snipping my girl out and making it hard for her, they really were. I mean, every single Aries Sun that was in that house came for KayKay. Literally. We talking about Chris, we talking about Ty, and we even talk about Marvin. It was like they sniffed that Libra energy on her, and especially the fact that she's so loyal. Like, this girl has nothing but loyalty energy. With that Taurus moon and that Virgo Mars, she was all about getting with somebody who she knew could make her feel confident and comfortable in the game and sticking with that person. So as much as her connection was very strong with Ty, she was never going to leave Chris unless Chris gave her any type of inkling that he was going to leave her. KayKay was sitting in a sweet spot. And like I said, she's very loyal. So unless she feels like the other person isn't being loyal to her, she's really not going to be a disloyal type of person. But she was there to make sure that she played the game right this time. And the way Ty was coming, I don't know, man. I might have caved. Now, I have to just say this. There is nothing about KayKay's energy to me that gave Mean Girl this season. And Nicola really pissed me off with that. And here is mainly why. In seasons past, KayKay has had an issue with her boundaries being overstepped. She too often thinks about the feelings of other people versus what is best for herself. For the first time, she came in this villa really playing the game for her. Now, Nicola threw KayKay in that duo because of the fact that she low-key wanted her partner. Let me clock this tea real quick. Now, Nicola knew that she didn't have any type of connections outside of Chris. Chris basically said, if it wasn't for KayKay, I would be with you, by even telling her that she was his number 2. So Nicola read that as I got to get her out of the way. Now, I know what you're thinking. They put Chris in too, but that's what she was more upset about than anything. She did not want Chris to go in. She didn't say shit about not wanting to put KayKay in though. And instead of standing on her decision, she wanted KayKay to make her feel better about the fact that she sat up there and did that to her. Like, what the fuck? That's like somebody slapping you in the face and then getting upset because they got so emotional that they slapped you in the face, and then they want you to apologize for the fact that they feel emotional for slapping you in the face. Like, what the fuck? I was actually proud of my girl, and I really don't care what y'all say. She displayed boundaries on this show that she never showed before. Her Libra placements always allow people to overstep her boundaries. And her Virgo placements gave her this need to always want to help others. You know, that Virgo is the helper. It's very strategic too now. And that's what she came in with, showing the traits of her strategicness, her charm, and the best of all of her placements were just displayed on this season. She showed her boundaries with Ty when she curved that kiss from him, knowing that after it happened the first time, it put her game at risk with Chris. And she proceeded to show her boundaries with Nicola. Like, if I tell you I want to be by myself, then let me be by myself. You gonna ask me again. And then so she tell her no. And she even said no, thank you. And then Nicola want to run off crying. Like, you know how I feel about that when it comes to black women and the white women tears and all of that. Like, no, we do not play that shit around here. All in all, I was proud of my girl. I was proud of her gameplay. I was sad to see her go, but I'm happy that she was able to redeem her reputation this season. Now, the next two out wasn't even technically a couple. And that whole situation was pretty messed up. And we're talking about Adriana and Marvin. Now, when Marvin came in, he paired up with Nicola. Now, they were more of a friendship couple. They really just did have a vibe. So I definitely see why him and her both got up to, you know, see what was in the prize box as far as whoever the new bombshell was coming in the door. Marvin didn't really get a chance to shine. We didn't really get a chance to see his personality, and we didn't really get a chance to know even how he competes. And looking at his energy, I don't really think that the game and the time that he had on the show gave him a really opportunity to kind of show his energy, right? Marvin is an Aries sun with a Capricorn moon. He has a Pisces Mercury, an Aquarius Venus, and a Leo Mars. Now, his energy just screams, I came in to get the job done. It gives this quiet confidence with a twist. His Aries sun gives him that initial ambition and drive, like he definitely wants to win. But his Capricorn moon adds this serious, disciplined edge to him, to where he's not reckless. Like, his gameplay was more like business, like it was more controlled. But when it comes to making connections with the Pisces Mercury and an Aquarius, it kind of gives emotionally distant and detached from romantic settings. That's why there really wasn't any hard feelings when they decided to recouple with whoever the new bombshell was coming in, because his energy just don't give I really cared anyway. But it kind of came off as too relaxed because he didn't really make any connections while he was there. And honestly made me feel like they felt like Marvin was just expendable this season. Like, he came in, he was just somebody who was just an extra body, and he was somebody who could be voted out. Now, when we come to the beautiful Adriana, now she was definitely the beauty of this season. That vibes just wasn't enough for those guys. Yes, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, but Adriana just wasn't there to compete. She was there for love, and that was not what this was about. Like, even though we're saying this is Love Island Games, the games is very much emphasized on this show. She was definitely the soft lover girl in a Shark Tank this season, okay? Adriana is a Taurus sun, a Capricorn moon, a Gemini Mercury, an Aries Venus, and a Sagittarius Mars. Now, her Taurus sun and Capricorn moon really just wanted stability. And see, this is exactly why it was so easy for her and Jeremiah to lock in so quick during season 7. Now, that Gemini placement is naturally flirty, so it made her charming without even trying. Now, that Aries Venus loves the thrill of pursuit, but that Sag Mars doesn't like competition that feels forced. It's like that Taurus placement gave her this comfort, but then that Sagittarius gives her that freedom. So it just creates this like environment where she's laid back until it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it doesn't kick in until it's like already over with. Now, when it comes to Ty and Johnny, they both did her dirty. I don't care what nobody say, they did. I mean, I know that it had a lot to do with the fact that she didn't want to compete. And with Ty, he is an Aries sun. He's all about the competition. So that in itself let him know that he had to skirt out. But how Johnny did her was completely unnecessary. He told her he needed her to compete. She stepped it up. He told her he wanted her to open up. But because of the fact that she is a Taurus, and with that Cap energy, she's not going to just open up to you, and she doesn't feel safe enough to. That Gemini Mercury is an overthinker. And honestly, the fact that they were safe and he got up there and did that lets her know that she was absolutely correct to feel the way that she did about him. Now, moving on, the next pair dumped out of the villa would be that of Nicola and Kendall. Now, Kendall really pissed me off, but we're going to get into that in a minute. Let's talk about Nicola for a minute because she pissed me off too. Now, all in all, I liked her personality in the villa. She came in and she was just this flirty, fun vibe. But she was another one who said that she didn't really come in to compete. She came in there just to have fun. And that's exactly what her placements give. Now, her sun and her moon are both in Taurus. And her Mercury, Venus, and Mars are all in Gemini. Now, that Gemini energy definitely gives her that fun and playful and childlike energy that we've seen throughout the villa. She's always seemed like she was curious and just discovering new things. She was always on her own little adventure. And for the most part, I pretty much bought that. But then when it came time to compete, that bottom roll of tea told me something different. It told me that even though she has a very relaxed game with her Taurus placements, it still adds this element of strategicness when it comes to her Gemini placements. She wants to be perceived as this easy, laid back, not really so much caring about the game, but actually she's really very much was thinking about the fucking game. Like, stop playing. They all there for the money. She just really gave me undercover player. And I was sad to see that when she did leave, how she left injured. I didn't want to see her get injured. That was definitely hard to see. Love Island games, y'all need to start investing in helmets for people. That was ridiculous to have them girls slinging them balls like that and no type of protection. That was crazy. Now let's hop over to old Kendall. Now PPG had already put us on game about Kendall during season 6. They already told us how Kendall was, and he did not disappoint. He lived up to his reputation once again this season. Now Kendall is a Cancer Sun, Scorpio Moon, Gemini, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Can you say messy boots? Them Gemini placements is exactly why Kendall is as messy as he is. Running around gossiping, and his whole game is social. But that Cancer and Scorpio combo give him this emotionally intuitive, strategic type of edge to that social game. This is why he's always checking in with how people are feeling. He's always in somebody's ear. He wants to be that master manipulator for real, the fast talker, and they can talk his way out of any situation. Now, when it comes to Kendall and Garby's connection, I really feel like it was a business deal. And when I look at Garby's placements, it'll further explain why I say that. However, with Kendall, I don't really feel like he was genuinely attracted to her. Kendall is extremely strategic. He definitely knew about the things that we had said about him in seasons past, and I feel like in a way he wanted to almost redeem his blackness. That's what it felt like. That's what it was given. Now, I'm not going to say Kendall won't date a black girl because I've never really, I don't know this man personally. However, it was obvious that when it came to Garby, she was not the one. He was just into it and locked in with her because he is always conscious of how he is being viewed on the outside. The problem is he does it to a point to where it's completely noticeable. It's like, don't you know we can see you? You know we see you, right? It just never gives genuine. And that whole fiasco with Lucy in his ear talking about Garby and him not taking up for Garby just further stamped the fact that he never really was into her anyway. That Cancer and Scorpio wants to manipulate. However, those Gemini placements will always tell the true story. Gemini placements have a hard time faking the funk. And even though they may be charming and all of that, when it comes to love, they're not really going to be able to fake it for too long. I mean, they will say it with their mouth. However, their actions will always speak louder than what they say. They will always move accordingly, okay? Kendall just wanted to be the social puppeteer, and it was just cringy, as per usual. Needless to say, I was not really sad to see him go. Moving on. Now, the only pushback for Kendall being put out the house, I knew that Garby would be vulnerable, and I actually like Garby. And her pairing up with Casey, I understand that it was more about loyalty than anything for what she was dealing with Kendall, and how they just put them in the duo and she had to fight her way back into the villa. However, with Casey, he wasn't really in the villa that long and he didn't really build a lot of rapport. His game was very laid back. I honestly think his game would have been a lot better if he would have had a lot more time to actually play the game. Casey is a Scorpio Sun and Mercury. He's a Cancer Moon with a Libra Venus and a Virgo Mars, which lets me know that Virgo Mars, anytime I see that, I just think strategy players, okay? And then when you're adding in those Scorpio placements, it further adds that strategic value. Now, that Libra Venus gave him more of a diplomatic type of vibe, where he was just more chill and calm in the villa. However, those Scorpio placements, don't sleep on them. I mean, I really wish that Casey would have had an opportunity to let his game play loose, because I really feel like it would have been pure entertainment. And you could even tell, like when Gabby told him about that plan, he was all with it. You see his eyes just light up, like he was so with the shits, okay? I mean, Casey's energy was really just laid back and just observing the hell out of everything. Now, when it comes to our girl, Gabby, she proved herself to be one of the realest ones in the villa, okay? Gabby is a Sagittarius Sun with the Taurus Moon. She's a Capricorn Mercury and a Scorpio Venus and Mars. And this is exactly why I was saying it's giving corporate baddie. Gabby's energy just gave me very locked in. She's very loyal. Now, them Scorpio placements is unforgiving. So even though she acted like she forgave Kendall, I'm almost positive she did not forgive Kendall with them Scorpio placements. That relationship is damn sure not going to make it outside this villa. I'm telling you now, okay? But for the purposes of the game, she definitely kept her hand in the game, and she was going to stick it out and stay loyal to Kendall throughout the game. When you have a lot of outer bounds planetary energy in your top six, you always think about the bigger picture. And trust me, she was thinking about the bigger picture when she was with him. Her Sag Sun really did shine out as far as that optimistic and positive vibes that she always was kind of spreading around the villa. Her gameplay was more of the neutral navigator. But with that type of game, when you start to get down to the wire, you start to be a target once they've gotten everybody else out who they consider to be the threats. And the fact that Tobias tried to link with her and partner up with her after he had did what he did with her and Kendall, like that was just insanely crazy. Her Scorpio placements would never allow that. And her Taurus and her Capricorn placements would have never allowed her to give in to that and betray Kendall like that. Even though, you know, like I said, their relationship is not, you know, but still. She wouldn't allow it. Now we move on to Andrea and Josh. This is the power couple that everybody wanted out. Just like KayKay and Chris, their energy was completely harmonizing, and we're going to get right into it. Now, Josh is a Virgo Sun, a Leo Moon, Venus, and Mars, and a Libra Mercury. Josh is the perfect combination of brains, confidence, and quiet loyalty. Now, with that being said, Josh did get on my nerves this season, but, you know, that's another story. That Virgo Sun is completely analytical and focused. He's always calculated on how he can win without losing his integrity. At least that's what he wants to be shown out to the world. Now, when you get into it, we get into these Leo placements. That Leo is pure alpha energy. Underneath all that calm Virgo exterior is his passionate, protective, and fiery energy. He really wanted to win. Loyalty was big for him this season. However, it was more about loyalty that he received versus loyalty that he was giving. He was expecting a lot of loyalty that he was not giving in return. And that's kind of crazy. And that's why I say he got on my nerves this season. When it came to Chris, it was bro this, bro that. But he was very quick to side with the other Islanders when it came to that heart rate challenge. And yeah. Then he turned around and did the same thing with Justine. He told her that they were locked in. And even though I knew he had a strong pull with Andrea, and that was just a natural connection, and I'll get into her placements in a minute. But it was just the fact that you could have just been honest with Justine and be like, you know what, I really just want to get back with Andrea. That way, Justine had opportunity to rearrange her game, and she could have just went ahead and start, you know, lining things up with Ty. But you didn't. You let her go out there thinking that you was going to pick her and she was going to pick you, and then you threw her a loop by picking Andrea, and then in turn putting her game at risk, and then expected her loyalty after putting her game in risk. Like, are you okay? What? I mean, we get it. You love Andrea. Like, I mean, you might really love this girl. I don't know. But out of all the couples there, I definitely see Andrea and Josh being two of the ones I would put my money on that would actually stick it out. And they definitely have all of this harmonizing energy. Andrea is a Leo Sun, Mercury, and Venus. And she's a Cancer Moon and Mars. Child, her energy just lights Josh's fire. So that's what I was saying. Like, they actually have a clear opportunity to make that work. And that's why they work so well together as a couple. And that's what made them so powerful as a duo. And everybody had to team up on them and basically jump them to get them out the villa. Andrea definitely gave us main character energy this season, and I know she's very excited about that because this was definitely her time to give her redemption arc. Our girl definitely had PTSD from the last time that she was on Love Island season 6 with that whole Rob fiasco and Leah and all of that good stuff. She definitely gives us confident and magnetic energy, but that Leo energy definitely craves being liked. So when she came out that villa season 6 and she found out that the public was not feeling her all like that, that really did really hurt her. Like, that really did hurt her ego. Not only did it hurt her ego, but it hurt her feelings emotionally. Her Leo and Cancer placements actually make her just one of the most relatable players of this season, outside of my girl KayKay, of course. She definitely proved that she is a powerhouse and one to be reckoned with, and that's exactly why they had to get her out. She was socially brilliant. I mean, she really did play a great game this season. And I guarantee if they would have made it to the end and her and Josh would have won, they would have split that money. They would have split it. Now we get to old Lucy and Isiaha. Now, I have to just say, I'm not a fan of Lucy. I didn't like the fact that she came for Gabby so much, like for no reason. She really just kind of, I don't know. But we're going to get to that in a minute. Let's talk about Isiaha first. Now, Isiaha is considered the smooth operator in the villa. He is a Pisces sun, a Leo moon, an Aquarius Mercury, an Aries and Venus, and a Sagittarius Mars. Isiaha's chart just screams charming risk taker. I mean, it definitely gives I'm here for a good time, not a long time, okay? I don't really see him and Lucy's relationship working outside the villa. I think it's just something fun to do while he's there to try and get to the bag. His Pisces sun just knows how to read the room, so it knows exactly what to say and when to say it. And his Aries and his Sagittarius placements gives him that fire that lets me know, yes, he's definitely there to compete. With his Aquarius placements, that means his style is going to be a little bit unpredictable. You never know what Isiaha is going to do. And I think we definitely seen that in the game. Like, we always kind of just never know what side Isiaha is going to be on. Even though he says one thing, he may do something completely different. All in all, Isiaha was just that guy. Now, when it comes to old Lucy here, the gameplay gets a little bit more manipulated with this pair. Her gameplay was straight social. That word loyalty and her friends. I gotta be loyal to my friend. Like, she used that and weaponized that throughout the entire time. Now, it's very apparent to me because I already know that the Love Island producers are heavy-handed, and it's very apparent that y'all wanted Lucy to make it to the final. We see that, okay? She's made it. She's there, all right? Because honestly, I know she probably picked up a fan base, but she's probably one of the most unlikable people in that villa. And it's just based on how she operated when it came to some of the other girls in the villa. I didn't like how she went behind Gabby's back and talked about her to everybody else, planting little seeds that Gabby is like this and Gabby is like that. And then how she did when Justine was up there giving a pep talk to the girls. She went right behind the girls' back and told Isiaha everything that they had talked about. Like, girl, who, what the, Anyways, child. Lucy's sun is in Scorpio. She has a Libra moon, a Sagittarius Mercury, a Virgo in Venus, and a Capricorn Mars. That lets me know that she is definitely a long game strategic player. That's why I said that I know she was just planting seeds. She literally did that on purpose. She knew what she was doing by causing that divide between Kendall and Gabby. She definitely seen Gabby as a threat. I'm not sure why, but she definitely did, and she wanted to get her out. Of course, her Scorpio placement, her sun, is going to hide her true intention. So she's not going to let that be seen to the world. Where she's not going to tell everybody that that's what it is. But her energy definitely says that that's what it is. Her Libra moon with her Virgo Venus with her Capricorn Mars definitely ran her whole entire game. It just gave strategic social game. And that's exactly what she did. Now, her Sagittarius Mercury is what made her outspoken and witty. And it also made her adaptable and be able to switch up her conversations no matter who she was talking to. Trust me, Mert, when I say you dodged the bullet, okay? She did you a favor. And her and Isiaha, they just, like I said, they just having fun. Lucinda's whole gameplay is connection and protection. And Isaiah came there about business. Now, I don't know if they win, if he would actually split the money. Now, I don't know. He may, but his energy gives me that he might just go on and keep that. I'm just saying. Speaking of people who would likely keep the money, let's move on to Johnny and Gabby. These are the professionals. They came here all about business. And even though I was very mad about how Johnny did Adriana, I understood exactly why he did it. He literally came there to play the game. He is not there for love. Y'all can curl up afterwards. He's there to get that money right now. And Gabby, being the bombshell that she is and one of Love Island producers' favorites, she definitely knew that she was there to play the game. She was all about business too. It's all a corporate thing at this point. And them hooking up is just merely them having fun while they're there. Now, when it comes to Miss Gabby, she is definitely the cool-headed competitor. She is an Aquarius Sun and Mercury, a Pisces Moon, and a Capricorn Venus and Mars. This girl just gives straight Saturn energy. She is all about the business. And she ain't taking this shit personal at all. Like, she definitely came in built for this game. She's sharp, she's independent, and very analytical. She reads people like a book, too. She's not going to let her emotions cloud her judgment when it comes to her power plays. She's just going to make them. And she's going to tell you she's very sorry that she had to do it, but she's going to do it to you. And I'm going to be real. If they make it to the end and she's the one with the envelope, I believe my girl might just go ahead and take the money. And I ain't mad at her if she do. Now, when it comes to Johnny, oh God. We've seen Johnny so much on Love Island that we already know his script. We already know what he came in there to do. Cause chaos. But he's such a professional and he knew exactly what he came in there to do. So that's why he didn't want to get sidetracked with Andrea while she trying to fall in love. He ain't trying to do all of that. He came in there trying to organize with the light skin brigade, and they came in there with their strategic alliance. I mean, we knew it was going to happen once Johnny came in the room, though, that he was all about the game. Johnny is a Gemini Sun and Mars. He's also a Taurus Moon and Venus, and he has his Mercury in Cancer. So Johnny definitely has the type of energy that can lock in. So it wasn't even about him not being able to lock in, but he came there with a purpose, and the purpose was to win. So that's all he was locked in with, was the money. That Taurus energy that deals with loyalty is very much giving loyalty to self right now, and I don't blame him. I mean, that y'all there to get the money. That's what y'all there to do. And that's another reason why I feel like if he wins, he might go ahead and just take the whole money. Like he don't care about being the bad guy at this point. Now, the next couple is Tobias and Sydney. Yes, I started calling him Tobias too. Tobias is a part of the light skin brigade, and I knew when he came in that he was going to be a menace. His boy Ty was already in there causing chaos, and seeing them paired up was just, I knew what it was going to be. And then you throw the other light skinned Johnny in there, and it just really it just gave light skin brigade. And they were going to come in all charming, looking deep into your eyes, smiling at you just the way, they was going to put it down. Okay, I knew that. Tobias came in rumbling the show, snatching Andrea away from Josh. He definitely liked Andrea. You could kind of tell that he did. But she was really locked into Josh, and I think he kind of knew that. So when Sydney came in on her bombshell-ish, he was ready to jump ship. And as we seen how he just did Sydney the other night, he's always ready to jump ship, okay? Now, the other night he wasn't that smooth, but for the most part, he is the smooth strategist. He is a Pisces Sun. Now, he could either be a Virgo or Libra Moon, and he's an Aries, Mercury, and Venus with a Scorpio Mars. Now, Tobias' Sun and Moon is what makes him a little dangerous. Now, whether or not it's in Virgo or Libra, that moon in itself is very loyal and stable. And that Sun gives him that lover boy charm that kind of makes you feel safe in his arms. But when you get to that Aries and that Scorpio energy that is absolutely competitive, girl, you is not safe, okay? This man is definitely there to play the game. And I have no doubt in my mind, if Sydney and Tobias make it to the end, he's definitely taking the money all to himself, okay? Now, when it comes to our girl Sydney, she is the glamour girl with the gold. Now, looking at her energy, she absolutely was not lying when she said she was there to serve looks. Now, we know that irritated the hell out of Tobias, and him playing her like he did really set a fire in her that her energy needed. Now, when it comes to Sydney, she is a Libra Sun and Moon. She has a Scorpio Mercury, a Virgo Venus, and a Sagittarius Mars. Now, our girl was really just there to enjoy the vibes. However, she does have that competitive spirit enough to where she would have been able to survive in the game and give her partner exactly what they needed. Now, the fact that he made her feel like that wasn't enough, that definitely set a fire in her. Now, this fire just might be enough to burn him on out the flames, because I really feel like if they get to the end, that Scorpio placement is going to kick in and she's going to keep that money just to spite him. And honestly, I ain't mad at her. Now we get to the last couple, Ty and Justine. Now Justine, being the vet that she is, she definitely came into the game calculated. Now her energy definitely gives lover girl, so I see why she was trying to stay focused and make sure that she could keep her game face on and not get caught up in the rapture of love. Our girl Justine is a Pisces Sun and Mercury. She also has a Scorpio moon with the Aries Venus and a Cancer Mars. As you can see, her placements are definitely a conflict of interest here. I mean, her Mars placement definitely gives that I want to win, but her Pisces placements definitely give I want to fall in love. So this is why every single time we see Justine come on our screen, she's always falling for someone and splitting her money. Now, she always winning, but she always splitting her money. I really hope this time that she keeps her money. I ain't even gonna hold you. And that's granted if they let her win again, because she do be winning a lot. Now, Justine is definitely an emotional player with all of this. And that Scorpio moon was definitely thrown back by Ty and how he did her. And that Scorpio moon, once it feels betrayed, child, okay, she might go ahead and just keep that money this time, I'm telling you. All that water energy is definitely going to manipulate the situation and make sure that it works out for the best interest of her. I ain't mad at her either, Justine. Do you, baby, do you. Now, when it comes to Ty, he is the third and final member of the Light Skin Brigade. His game throughout this season was completely chaotic, and he is a menace and he knows it, and he don't care about being a menace either. Ty is definitely the by any means high risk taker, and his energy tells you that yes, it's very sincere. Ty is an Aries sun with a Capricorn moon. His Mercury is in Pisces. He has a Taurus Venus with a Scorpio Mars. I told you that vindictive stuff. I said I knew he was going to get Justine back. When I see his placements, I was like, there's no doubt in my mind he is going to be petty and pick the box and leave her vulnerable. I knew he was going to do it. Ty is extremely impulsive and high risk, but everything he does is definitely intentional. He is definitely fearless as far as when he competes and the things that he says. He don't care about what he's saying, who he's saying it to. And as we seen the other night, he's not even afraid to cross the bias. I'm like, y'all live together. What are you doing? The problem with Ty's game, though, is that it's been led by passion and not planning. A lot of times his high risk plays have paid out into his best interest, but other times those high risk emotional plays have definitely put him in a position where he has to try and charm his way out of it. Now, his Capricorn moon does add a little bit of structure beneath all his chaos. Deep down, he really does want respect. That Capricorn moon definitely keeps him balanced as far as making sure that his Aries placements does not turn a lot of those reckless plays that he has into like sloppier moves. Our boy was definitely trying to balance those impulses versus that discipline this season, and we've seen it all in his game. Now, when it comes to taking the money at the end, I think he will. Ty doesn't care about being seen as a villain. He doesn't care what anybody thinks. Like I said, you see how he did his best friend the other day. That boy don't care. If he does decide to split it, I actually might be surprised. I would actually be surprised if he decided to split it with Justine. And I would be surprised if she decided to split it with him too. Like, I would actually be surprised. All in all this season, none of these couples really gave me the feels that there was any type of real devotion. They all kind of just gave the vibe that, okay, we're going to pair up for the purposes of this and we're going to get this money. And I ain't mad at it. Now, all in all, it was a pretty good season. I mean, I'm not too mad about it. It wasn't the greatest season ever. I really need the Love Island producers to stop being so heavy-handed and let these people just come in and be their natural selves. And stop trying to get us to think a certain way by cutting and printing certain things for us to see. Like, we see you. We know what y'all be doing, okay? But that wraps up this video. This video is extremely long, but I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you hit that like. Go ahead and subscribe to your girl and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this cosmic tea that I want to sip with you. And I'm out, Cosmic Cousins.